Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach coming to you in the beautiful Destin, Florida. And I just got back from amazing world tour. Well, it's not a world tour, but in essence, it could be a world tour with the Classic Climb Tour. Shout out to Erica Williams for the Classic Climb Tour and ATL. Shout out to Tim Jackson. Shout out to Andre Hackett. Shout out to Todd the Billionaire. Shout out to James King. Shout out to all my friends who did an amazing speaking job and sharing the wealth of freedom to people. And all it takes is 4 words that you got to do. They're dirty little words. The first one is discipline. The second one is accountability. The third one is plug into a system that's successful. And the fourth one is do the work. And when you do that, you can achieve the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money, peace of mind. And then you can come join us on the beaches of the World Club. So check this out. Literally, I was just in the ATL last night speaking on stage with my friends. And now, because I took the time to build the ABCs of wealth, to achieve the common sense strategy to achieve an American dream, I now have this. Look at that. Yeah, man. Isn't that something? So you can have this too. But let me tell you a little tip. You have to master the hard things in life while you're young, and life gets easier. You master the easy things in life, and life gets hard as hell, almost impossible to live the older you get. So I'm going to say that again. Master the hard things in life when you're young, and life gets easier, and it gets like this for you for the rest of your life. That's what I'm talking about. So you can have it too. All you got to do is come join us. And it's real simple. I wrote this book in 20 years of success. And it's a common sense strategy of achieving the American dream. And you too can come out here and enjoy this amazing lifestyle. So if you want to do that, get this book right now below, The ABCs of Wealth, the common sense strategy achieving American dream. It's 20 years in the making to help you achieve the pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. And you can come join us on the beaches of the World Club. I'm DJ the Money Coach. I'll see you on the beaches of the world because you deserve it, have it as well. And all you got to do is achieve 4 dirty little words: discipline, accountability, plug into the system, and go to work. And you too can have the pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the World Club. So hit that link below. The first 10 people to get the book, The ABCs of Wealth, the Common Sense Strategy Achieving American Dream, you get an autographed copy. And I'll even give you a 10-minute complimentary consultation for the first 10 because that's the kind of guy I am to help you achieve the American dream. I'll see you next time.
All right, everybody. Good evening. If you're watching live, good whatever time it is. If you're watching the recording, welcome to another episode of Bet on Black, the Men, the Family, the Legacy, brought to you by the 7 Spheres of Money. Thank you for tuning in and joining us for another powerful conversation with real men, real black men, giving real talk to you. And before we jump into tonight's topic about networking, go ahead and like that video, share it, and subscribe. Help us to reach 1,000 subscribers so we can spread this gospel of real talk and financial freedom, the pom-pom lifestyle. So without further ado, I'll kick it over to DJ to introduce this topic on networking and using your social capital to build business capital.
Absolutely, absolutely. What's going on, everybody? Gentlemen, man, today is a great day to be alive on this magnificent, magnanimous Thursday. And today's topic is a topic that, a lot of people are utilizing, skills, but this is something that we should actually teach in elementary school. The power of how the network increases your net worth. And if we were able to teach these things at an earlier stage in life and learn them and become masterful craftsmen, a lot of people will be a lot more financially independent in this world. A lot of people will be more free, and a lot of people have the ability to be 100% them. So there's no better time to talk about, this topic. Networking, social capital creates business capital. So we want to, jump in, tackle this topic, talk about it in every aspect of the game, how it works for you, how it can work against you, and how, to leverage it at certain times and place in your life. And sometimes even the networking skills can actually get you married as well. And I think our man Keith Squalls can attest to that as well. So as my awesome business manager Nick Westbrook said, hey, first and foremost, like, share, subscribe. If you're watching this right now, send it out to 5 people right now and tell them to jump on board and listen to some real men talk about real things that we ought to be teaching our children, and we ought to be standing on our, feet and being, straight up, stiff, spine, being real men in America right now. So yeah, again, like, share, subscribe. Let's get on with the show, and let's talk about why networking is so important from a social construct. And I believe that we naturally are networkers based the way God has engineered us. And the reason why I say that, if you ever been around a group of, toddlers, girls and boys, first thing they do, they go find one another, and they start playing with one another, getting to know one another. And so they have no boundaries because that's the way God engineered you, from inception. But when we start to get into these educational institutional systems, we start getting the no, don't do this, don't do that, can't do this, don't touch that, don't do this. So now all of a sudden you're now indoctrinated with a fear construct versus an external happy-go-lucky get to know people construct. And I don't think that we really emphasize the importance of that, because once you become an entrepreneur, if you are an introvert, you have to relearn some of these constructs in a social capacity to get outside of your comfort zone, which shouldn't be an uncomfortable zone because it's naturally innate, the way God engineered us from a social capacity to actually be able to fellowship and actually to reproduce at the end of the day. And then when you take that social construct of actually naturally get to know other people, from a toddler, to a adolescent, to a teenager, to an early adult, into your adult years, you should have a very huge Rolodex, or in this world we live today, social media following of actually real peers, real friends, real business contacts that actually can make your life better for you. And what better way to start that dialogue, Keith? And let's talk about how, we actually met. We actually met from a social construct that, dovetailed into business. Real talk.
Yep, absolutely. So that, yeah, exactly. That's just exactly how Dale and I met. We were in a networking business. Everybody knows. I mean, if I mention the name Amway, everybody knows Amway. It's all about networking, and that's where we both. I could, publicly say that we both learned the importance of networking, the importance of getting around people who are like-minded, people who are positive. And I'm going to even say this, I know this, I think this is I probably could say this for you too, Dale. That's where I became a Christian. That's where I accepted God. We met that way in an Amway business, became close friends. We happened to be on the same team. And from there, it dovetailed into us owning our own business, a cleaning business. And I remember those days, man. going to business meetings for Amway, and then leaving that and going cleaning some buildings. Tired as all get out, man. Tired as all get out, man. But we made it happen, man. And those are great times, man. So
man, yeah, man, that's what he said. I remember, man, we riding in that tracker, man, and that wind, that hawk.
Oh yeah, brother.
Hit that convertible top.
and we have nothing, man. I had to use my mom's vacuum cleaner. We used Amway products to clean the place. So I had to take my mom's vacuum cleaner that day, our job that night, do our job, put the vacuum cleaner back in the car, drive it back home.
Oh man, dude, man, I totally forgot about that, bro. You absolutely right. And it was a Kirby, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Kirby. You're right. One of the expensive joints, man. So we had to take care of that bad boy.
Oh man. That is so funny, man. And that bad boy probably was worth more than my car at that time.
Yep. But yeah, man. So it just starts from there, man. You meet like-minded people, and you find that you have some things that you have in common, and that's where it started with us, man. And then you mentioned, I think you mentioned something about finding your loved one, your wife. That's how I found my wife, through networking.
Wow.
And Dale was in my wedding.
Yep, sure was. Yep. Man, yeah, man. Hey, man, talk a little bit about that from a standpoint of the actual positive circles, because there's negative aspects of networking too, that a lot of our children who are raised in single family homes, by moms and grandmoms, and then they have excuses of why they get attached to certain groups, which again is a form of networking.
Yeah.
So talk about that, man. How the positive curve led to the eventual matrimony, and I think you guys are celebrating what, 21, 22 years, somewhere around there.
21 in March, this past March. Yep. So the positive curve on that, man. Well, first of all, you have to be a person that is approachable. There's people in different in your network groups that, although you may be doing business with them or whatever, may not be the ultimate person that you want to, and you can just keep it as a business relationship. Let me say it that way. So, and I hope I'm answering your question, but, the fact that we preach that on our team, we always talked highly of each other. We always gave praise to each other, and so that people coming into the group, people that first meet us, would have the highest respect for us, and the highest attitude, and the highest, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they would know that they're in a professional environment. They would know that they're dealing with people who are ready to go to work, ready to do what they have to do, and ready to help out each other. And so just, the fact that we were in this group, and, a bunch of us were single. Some of us, were dating either outside the group, maybe had, a girlfriend or boyfriend outside that group, but some of them, there were couples in the group that were married and weren't married, but a lot of us were single, and grinding and getting our hustle on. And it was just being in that environment enabled you, if there was opportunity there, someone that, that you felt like, man, this person would be a good match for me. It was there, it was right there in the group. You didn't have to go outside and look anywhere else. So that was a great part of the whole, part of being networking as well.
Yeah, and you know what? And one thing I loved about that scenario and that era and that time back when we met in the late 90s is that they gave us the subtle tips body language that actually showed that you're open for conversation, showed you the body language that said that, hey, even though you didn't know that that was actually saying, hey, I'm not interested in having dialogue, I'm not approachable. And these little subtleties in a social construct actually shows and demonstrate, from men to women, that this is somebody that's approachable. This is somebody that could be, a stand-up person. This is somebody that can be standoffish, in that regard. So when you look at that and you are starting to understand the mannerisms of how, positive networking could benefit you socially, and then you can look at how the negative mannerism that you may not even know. And so one of the things that I learned is that, since people always say, man, you look serious all the time, man, why don't you put a smile on your face? And I'm like, hey, I'm pretty happy-go-lucky, easy going guy, and not even realizing that I'm looking, like I got a scowl on my face. But a part of that networking aspect, to just learn that, to just know, hey, you know what? Smile every once in a while.
Exactly.
And then the reciprocation part of networking is that a lot of times people will reciprocate to you the way you are demonstrating your outwardly, mannerisms. They'll basically, reproduce, replicate what you're doing subconsciously.
Right.
And so when it comes in a business environment, let's say, for instance, you're going, to an interview. And if you come into the interview and you come in there and you got your hands crossed and the interviewer is interviewing you, that's right there subconsciously telling them you may be a little bit standoffish. You're not really interested.
Right.
Conversely, the opposite is they're asking you questions from a network capacity. You can lean in.
Right.
Just subtly. Just like what Nick's doing right now. He's nodding his head. That's telling me I'm interested.
Right.
I'm very involved and very entertained and very intrigued at the message that you're conveying to me. Tell me more.
Right.
I don't even have to say anything, but just from doing that little subtle, lean in a little bit, nod head in agreement when somebody says something, that's sending positive vibes. That they say, first impressions. Right there, without even saying anything, I didn't created a great first positive, impression upon the person that I'm in the room with.
Right.
And now, even if that person didn't speak to me, they may run into another person. Oh yeah, that person's a pretty positive, very interesting person. And then from there, from the audible standpoint, the first thing you can do, besides give them a nice, nice big smile, relax, is extend your hand. Now I know what you people are saying that are watching this, man. I already know that. But what about the people who didn't know that? Because here's the thing: when Keith and I met, I was already in my late 20s. I think I was 25, 26 years of age, something like that.
Right.
And I had already gone, just like you, private elementary school, private high school, pretty top tier college. I think you went to a private college as well. And you would have thought that we've been taught this stuff. Right?
Exactly.
We were taught etiquette, but we weren't taught networking etiquette, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yep.
Does that relate, Nick? So in your environment, when you meet a student for the first time, that's a networking engagement. And sometimes we are fast to prejudge people because the mannerisms and the external demonstration of the body language is not what we, interpret as positive. But that may be just the complete opposite. And so teaching people these little subtleties can easily give them a leg up. And from a social construct, that creates business opportunities, because if that person has a positive experience about you, they remember you. They'll tell somebody about you. And then if you have something of interest that you would want to present to them, they would actually be open to a conversation. Absolutely. And 9 out of 10 times, in order to just get into business, is to have the ability to have somebody to be willing just to sit down with you, take a call, take a Zoom, return a text, right?
Exactly. Yep.
So, Nick, in your environment, how does the networking from a social standpoint negatively dissuade you from a student? And then how do you change that from a positive to persuade you to be open to liking that student and going that extra mile for them? Because again, that education, getting the best time with the instructor, still is business, because somebody's flipping the bill, tax-wise or other, for you to share extra time with their child, daughter, or son.
Well, I would I mean, before even going to the question about the negative aspect, I would say, I mean, I can't speak for other schools or other districts, but with the school and the program that I'm working with, networking and all of those etiquette pieces, we actually incorporate those explicitly into the curriculum. So of course we all have our regular content, of course mine is English, math, science, history, but we also have what we call advisory, in which we're teaching the students those soft skills, such as, how body language, how to present themselves during an interview or a meeting, how to give a proper handshake, how to dress, for an interview, things of that nature. Because our students, they're actually getting a real world work experience while they're in high school. They're going out on internships and apprenticeships, and we're preparing them for how to prepare for those opportunities. And also, aside from that, even if someone is in the school where they're not offering a program such as that, there's still an opportunity, because the students need to understand that their classmates and the adults in the building are kind of like their colleagues, their co-workers or their business partners, so right. They want to think about it in that way, and coming to school and getting their education, that's their occupation, for at that age. Some of them may have a job that they go to after school or work on the weekends or the summertime, but their full-time occupation at 15 through 18 or 14 through 18 is to be a student, and I usually frame it as this is preparing you for the next steps after high school, whether that's, opening your own business, employment, college, the military. This experience is preparing you for that next level. So to sum it all up, and to turning that negative into a positive, it's about showing the students the relevance in knowing these skills, because once they see that it's relevant to them and it's important to them, that's where you get the buy-in, because if it's not relevant to them, if they don't see the importance of it or why it matters to them outside of that school building, then it's harder to get the buy-in. So that's how you turn the negative to the positive.
Yeah, it's important that they be able to connect what you're teaching them to real life, and how that can work. And we got an opportunity to see that, firsthand, when we were in our Amway business, how we would have our meetings before the actual meetings happened, how everybody would be all together talking, just kind of meeting with each other. What do they call it? The meet and greet or whatever it was called, and what they would teach us how to, when there was someone brought into a circle, how you would include them and how you would open up your stance, like you were mentioning earlier, those different social networking or those networking etiquettes. And so learning that in our little trainings and then seeing it actually happen, live, in an actual meeting set or meet and greet, it helped you to put it together, and you saw exactly how it works. So that's important. That's important how that these, the kids you're talking about, Nick, see that,
You're absolutely right. And here's a little subtle networking tip: acknowledgement. Hey, fellas, from Community Solutions Pro, How you doing? Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. That little subtlety of acknowledgement is a powerful networking tool because most important thing to people, topic is them. So we want to acknowledge everybody to come on here, especially the hello. So we want to reciprocate the hello to the Community Solution Pro. And again, thank you for patronizing our program, and share, like, and subscribe with 5 people right now, because this is a very important, vital topic. And like you both said, the one thing I teach my children directly, and these are like lost arts or forgotten simple arts. Just when I meet somebody, I want to speak clearly, correctly, with confidence. I want a firm handshake. I want to look them right in the eye. And even funny, hysterically, I even tell my children, I say, hey, if they're unattractive and unappealing, look right at the top of their forehead and make contact with that so that you show them respect and humility. And it's amazing, these little subtleties that just through repetition, and I'm not bragging on my children, but my children have been in environments with adults, and they do that, and other adults don't do that, and automatically these adults are coming up to us, man, your children are so dignified, so respectful, so well-mannered, and all of a sudden they get a leg up, pushed in front of the class that nobody else has, and then people are wondering, why is that person at? And this is even translatable on social media. So when you have the ability to drop, a positive emoji about somebody, or just like the hello, hey fella, just like Ross say, I recently learned that some of the beneficial traits in my personal life are beneficial in my business life. That's absolutely correct. So you have to be able to start with those little subtleties and teach them. And like you said, the relevance. Well, the relevance is number one. In a social environment, if you lack confidence, you don't want to be, like an outcast or get, ostracized because you don't have the ability to socialize.
Right.
Does that make sense? Yes. And a lot of times from elementary school to junior high to high school, the most popular person is the most loquacious person. That's a person that involves everybody, and he or she, most of the time, know that that's a networking tool. But some of the time, they're just charismatic and outgoing in of itself, and automatically they get a leg up. Now, here's how you can take it and purposely, deliberately apply them 4 little dirty little words. From a discipline standpoint, make it a point to smile and say hello. Remember, even in the meetings, we used to say, hey, say hello to 4 or 5 people a day with a smile on your face. Don't do anything else and see what the reaction is.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Remember we used to do that? And we used to think, hey, are you kidding me, man?
Right.
Do something as silly as that?
Yeah.
But you had people that were introverts, that were, bean counters, technical people who were serious all the time. And then they all of a sudden realized how that impacted just that hello. And again, like Community Solution Pro said, that's an important quality in sales. You're right. So when you take that, one time I took my son when he was like 7, 8, and they had to do a fundraiser at the church. And they had to raise, for the third world countries, this money and coins to fill up. So we go throughout the community, going door to door. And the first thing I would have them say, hello, neighbor, how you doing? It's a great day today. We're here to help ABC Charity Fund. How would you like to help some people over here? And by the way, I'm an honor student, da-da-da-da. Do you know, repeating that one little chorus, end up almost 50% of the time, somebody made a contribution to the fund. And then we went out into the business, sector of our community, a couple of dental offices, little small stores. And I remember this to this day, man, like it was yesterday. We went to this dental office. It's like right behind our gated community. And the dentist who owned the office said, hey, man, your son is better than 90% of the pharmaceutical sales reps that come in my office trying to sell me stuff. And instead of giving my son a couple of coins and $1, this dude pulled out his business checkbook, and if I'm not mistaken, wrote him a check for like $100.
Yeah.
And that's all because from a discipline standpoint, I would have my children, hello, how you doing? Put a smile on your face. Make a positive. Here's another tip from a networking standpoint. And we learn this. I learned this in the biz.
Yep.
Make a positive, sincere compliment about a lady or a gentleman. If you can't find anything about them, you can find one thing. Oh, you know what? Man, Nick, that's a nice t-shirt you got on.
Right.
Tell me what the plenty of money, peace of mind is about. Guess what? Naturally, I make your day and you're going to respond back. Man, hey, Keith, man, I love the shape of your glasses and, in the octagonal kind of form. Can you tell me where you got those glasses from?
Right.
And what it does professionally is that the focus, the intent, and the deliberate attention that they are transferring to you makes that person very highly regarded in your eyes psychologically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yep, absolutely.
So
yes.
So, yeah, you're about to say so. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just saying, just and from the person that you're giving that compliment to, it not only lowers their guard or takes down any guard they might have on, but most people aren't hearing that on a daily basis.
Man, say that, man. Say that again, bro, because we're going through this hyper competitive, busy state of mind world.
Yeah.
And you got up today, and sometimes not even your spouse or significant other said a pleasantry to you. So
that's right.
Say the importance of that in of itself.
The person that you're giving the compliment to, most people don't. I would probably venture to say 85 to 90% people aren't hearing that, on a day-to-day basis. So, first of all, it's going to make them feel good. And if you're in an opportunity to network with this person, they drop their guard and they're now more open to hearing what you got to say. And if you really focus on them and get them to talk about themselves, you can really do a great job of networking with that person. Okay. Because again, most people aren't hearing that. Not only that, some people get up and they're so focused on, what I got to do today. You know what I'm saying? So they're not even ready for a response that come their way like that, So that's great. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. Again, man, she dropping nuggets big time. It increases likability. Here's another thing. Now, I'm gonna give you a high level tip, and we're gonna go to a break after this. So, you want to get instantaneously best friends with them?
Let's hear.
90 seconds or less. First thing I do, your number one topic, I'm gonna ask Keith about family. I'm gonna ask Nick about occupation. I'm gonna ask you about what's the recreation that you love to do, and then I'm gonna bring it home with the M for message or money. Mm-hmm. And what I'm doing in the meantime, if you have business cards or you on your phone, guess what I'm doing? I'm taking notes.
Right.
I'm taking notes, and whatever one of those letters that I asked that question that they lit up the most, I'm going to put a star by that, the time I met them, where I met them at, how that impacted them, and immediately after we disengage from our interaction, I'm going to send them a form of follow-up, be it an email, be it a positive text, or even if you really want to leverage and you're going after a big deal, I'm going to do an old school deal that nobody does anymore. Man, I probably shouldn't even share this one. I'm going to script a letter of thank you of one little paragraph.
Yeah.
And hit them back. Here's my power tip. I'm going to take a video and a picture with them. Exact moment with a smile on their face with me so they don't forget me. And I'm going to hit them right back. And I'll tell you how this has actually made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're right now watching Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. And I'll give you a little bit more about that right after this word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is DJ, the Money Coach of my hometown of Chicago. And right behind me, freedom ain't free. You got to demand justice. You know what justice is? It's financial independence, consumer debt freedom, and it's the pom-pom lifestyle. So come join us on the Beaches of the World Club, and let's go all around the world and be free. 100% me, and not a second-rate duplication of somebody else. I'm DJ, the Money Coach. Come join us in the pom-pom lifestyle. I'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm DJ the Money Coach. Don't touch that dial. You want to become financially independent? You want to have consumer debt freedom? You want to have passive income, learn how to build a business, acquire real estate, and achieve the lifestyle you deserve in 2021? Well, hit that link below right now. We've worked with over 20,000 people in the past 2 decades, helping them become consumer debt free, increase their credit scores by 30 to 60 points in 30 days or less, and help them acquire businesses through real estate, taxes, and a network of experts just like me. So you'll get a complete 3-hour, 18-module course called Family Finance 101 that'll teach you A to Z how to become consumer debt free, credit worthy, and it puts you in position to become a certified entrepreneur. We'll also give you a complimentary consultation with me that's a $500 value. Why would you want to do that? Because I have already achieved that, and I can help you achieve your American dream in 2021. Hit the link below, get the free webinar and the complimentary consultation, and I'll see you soon and wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. Come join us.
All right. Welcome back. You're watching Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. Today's topic is one of my favorite, networking, social networking creates business capital. Social networking creates business capital. So I'm going to share one of the times that this ability, by taking those 4 dirty little words, discipline, accountability, plug into a system and putting the work in, led me to a 6-figure contract in the commercial cleaning business. And Keith will be able to attest to this. So here I was. I think this was about 97, 98. I was invited to a Chamber of Commerce business meeting in the northwest suburbs of Chicagoland. And this is one of them upscale events where it was like almost black tie. So you get assigned to your round table with the nice cloth, the china ware and all that good stuff. So having started to, hone my craft, and now we're doing our cleaning business. And this is when we were doing residential, and then we were embarking to want to get commercial contracts. So I'm sitting at the table with some upscale engineers, a couple of doctors, and I think it was a lawyer. So right to my right, there's this Asian Indian gentleman named Dr. Vilas. So I engage him. How you doing? First idea, I smiled. Hey, I'm Dale Duransburg. Nice to meet you. Little small chatter. What's your name? He immediately extended his hand. He was talking to everybody, but when I did that, again, that direct attention to make him the star in my video, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
He started talking a little bit, put a little smile on his face, and I just said, hey, tell me what the doctor is. Are you a medical doctor or whatever? You don't know. I'm a PhD. Start talking, man, where are you from? Tells me what part of India. And happened at that chance, we had a whole bunch of Indian friends.
Right, exactly.
Antarctica and them, right?
Yeah.
So I was able to connect the bridge with them, Nick. Hey, you know what? I've got a friend who's from, Bangladesh or whatever it was, the town and country where Munish and Vartika were from. So immediately he starts getting even more relaxed. Yep. And I started talking to him about the food that they eat. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about samosas.
Yeah.
I'm talking about chicken masala. Now he's opening up. Hey, tell me a little bit about your family. Oh, he tells me about both of his daughters. So at that time, we were really big on business cards. So I extract all this information, Nick. I write down his exact name, what his doctor was in, what his daughter's names were, what was the event I met him at, because it was a big event. And I knew, other than that, he wasn't going to remember me. But because I wrote down his name, where it was from, where the commonality that Manish and Vartika, one of them was from the same province.
Yeah.
So I wrote that down. Then I wrote down what he actually did. He actually was erecting the South Loop Loft building that we would go to get that we were doing the cleaning contract. Maybe you didn't know that, Keith.
Okay.
So check this out, Nick. So the building was named after one of his daughters. But I didn't know this at the time. This is out in the northwest suburbs. But I took all this information down, and he said, yeah, I'm erecting this building, and I do, these types of, projects from an engineering standpoint. So one day, Keith, I'm riding downtown Michigan Avenue, round about 7th Street, and I look up, Nick, and we went by my school, and I see Vilas South Loop Lofts. And I'm like, what coincidence could this be?
Right.
That this name, strange name, is not that guy that I met a couple of weeks ago. I pulled over, parked my car, and you know how they have all the new construction out, the little tarps and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I walk into the lobby because it's under construction. Hey, is Dr. So-and-so here? Yeah. Do you know Dr. So-and-so? Yeah, I happen to. And so he goes and gets him. He doesn't really remember me. First I said, hey, Dr. So-and-so, is this building named after your daughter? Dude, big old smile came on his face, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember you. This is our first commercial contract. Hear me up. I immediately, he told me what his daughter was getting her degree in. She was getting a second postgraduate degree. Talked about that for about 15 minutes. Talked nothing about business, bro.
Right. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, hey, what brought you by here? I thought you never asked. Deliberately, discipline, accountability. Why am I there? I happen to be in the cleaning business, Dr. Vilas. Systematically. Guess what? Would you happen to need to do anything in reference to post-construction cleaning? You know what, Dale? That's the last thing we do, and we don't bid that out until we have to get the inspection, and that's about 2 months down the road. But since you connected with me out at the Chamber of Commerce, you came in here, by the way, I'm going to give you a shot at getting the contract right here on the spot, bro. Real talk. This was a 300 or 400 unit luxury condominium building. Am I lying, Keith?
No, you're right.
I mean, these are one of the deals when Keith was talking about we would leave the gig late at night. We going in this joint, what, 10, 11, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But here's what happened. So he said, hey, man, I'm going to give you the contract. And we need it because the residential business was not consistent. So he gives us the whole contract off of that one engagement. That one engagement, Nick, led us to 6 figures, then led us to doing contracts throughout the whole South Loop of Chicago because I was immediately, ink ain't even dried on the contract. I was able to parlay that, again, through discipline, accountability, plugging the system work, and go, because he was a prominent business owner in the area, and I was able to go and say, oh, by the way, we ain't even done a cleaning job yet, but oh yeah, we got the post-construction job at Vilas Soft Loop Lofts right here on Michigan Avenue. If we're good enough for them, can't we be good enough for you?
There you go. That's how it works.
Real talk. And I believe I still have that card to this day, bro. And here's what I did. after leaving out of the loft, lobby with Dr. Vivas, I immediately went to the power close. I thanked him for his time. I wrote a letter and mailed it off that same day. And then he was like, hey, come out to Lombard, which is where his corporate office was. Went out there. We ironed out the details, bro. And knocked it out the park. And matter of fact, hey, Keith, tell them how we got the Ashland cleaning contract as well.
Right. I was just thinking of that when you was talking.
I knew you were.
Right. I was trying to remember the guy's name, the brother's name.
Ed. His name is Ed.
Ed, that's right.
Yep. Ed Ryan.
Right. Yep. Just basically, he was part of Amway as well, and just from our weekly multiple, we'd meet at least a couple times a week, always saw each other, we just got an opportunity to make friends with Ed. And when Jill and I and Jason started our cleaning business, we were letting everybody know, that, in the Amway business, we came across Ed, and Ed was like, hey, I got a job for you guys. And that was one of the places that we would, after our Amway meetings, because we would have, I think it was Thursday, that's when we would bring in new people to get them involved in Amway. Once that was done, we'd have training after that. And then we might have another late training after that. And then we would leave that and go to Ed's job that he gave us. Because we had given our word. We told him we were going to do a great job. So we had to clean it every day. And we would have to leave. And like you said, it'd be 11:30, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, man. We'd be driving west. Going to Ashland, that place out there out west, man.
In Westmont. It was in Westmont.
Exactly.
And that was the corporate office. And I remember Ed said, hey, I know you guys aren't qualified to do this, but the way you carry yourself.
That's exactly.
Here at these meetings, I'm going to give you a break.
And it was just us three. It was just three of us.
Three of us doing massive office, Nick. Had no idea what the hell we were doing.
Didn't know nothing. And sometimes it'd just be two of us.
Right.
Sometimes just be two. Man, dude. But, that was all a learning experience. We were learning as we go. We were learning about networking. We were making friends. We were meeting professionals. Ed was one of them, and we were, I was, I think at the time, probably working at Kinko's.
You sure were.
And doing the Amway business and trying to learn, how to be a professional networker and meeting doctors like Kampf and Srinivas and all those guys. And Gus was a top sales director guy.
Big shot.
So we was learning all this stuff, man. And like I was saying, they would teach us to us, and then we get an opportunity to connect all of that with real life stuff. We'd go out and administer it right away. And again,
Man, and you know what the funny thing is? Again, you're thinking that grown ass men would already know how to do these super soft skills. And none of us were clueless. And I remember when people would say, I'm a networker, I'd be like, what the hell is a networker?
Right.
And they would be just ambiguous because they don't want you to know. But again, these soft skills and that, acronym, STEAM, science, technology, entrepreneurship, access, and mentorship. That is the most important tool one can have.
Right.
Is those soft skills. So when we start parlaying those soft skills and start building the follow-up and the follow-through. So here's a sports analogous. They say in golf, you drive for show, but you putt for dough. In business, it's the follow-up and the follow-through.
That's right.
So one of the things that we did, even when we had antagonists who didn't want us to have that account, real talk, we would leave that person thank you notes on her desk. Make sure her desk was cleaner than anybody's desk.
Right.
Drop her a flower, create a checklist to let her know we on our game. And eventually that person melted down and was putty in our hands, bro. And when I saw that, Nick, I was like, oh, snap. I done went to college all this damn time. And if they could have taught me this one skill set, I could have took over the world. And that's exactly what we did from there on. So in my book, The ABCs of Wealth, the Common Sense Strategy, Achieving American Dream, Strategy J, just talk to people. This is not a shameless plug. This is deliberate, because once you engage a person with a positive response, make yourself open to them, you're now their best friend. Because like Keith said, they may not have heard a hello, how you doing today? And guess what? We're socially engineered to need encouragement.
That's right. That's right.
Support, uplifting, validation.
Mm-hmm.
So when you automatically do that deliberately and it becomes a skill, you now become the most magnetic person in the room wherever you go.
That's right. That's right.
Real talk. And check this out. Keith is an introvert type guy. But from these skills, he's developed this external, smooth calmness that makes him very successful in his endeavors. So when you look at the social capital that creates business capital, now on the back end piece, you're taking copious notes about that person's business, asking them about how can I help you? Here's another tip. Don't ask for what you want. How, Nick, can I help you when you light up? If you're telling me about your occupation, hey, Nick, are you planning to become a professor? What is it I might be able to do in my Rolodex that I could put somebody in touch with you to help give you some bars? Let me bring it full circle to today. So we're endeavoring in the mobile home business. And my attorney, thank God, Lisa K. Shebar, best attorney on the planet. She knows we're embarking in the mobile home business. And she said, oh, you know what? One of my friends, clients, they own mobile home parks.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I introduce you? No kidding.
Right.
She introduces us, Keith. I talked to him earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pete. Mr. Pete tells me, oh, we own multiple mobile home parks. Anything that you want to know, because Lisa and I are really good friends. Our sons play soccer together.
There you go.
Now, check this out. Immediately, I go back to the soft. He was like, hey, only call him at 7:45 a.m. Everybody, if you know me, I'm not a morning guy.
Right.
But since I have to get up and play chauffeur to my daughters to take them to school, he said, hey, man, yeah, I'll have you call me at 7:45 because I'm dropping my sons off. I say, no kidding. I said, Pete, I said, you and me must be Uber dads. He said, what is that? I got to get up every morning at 6:15 and get out the door with my daughters by 6:30, 6:40 and drive them to school. He started laughing. Instantaneously through the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Won him over because he could have something in common. And
right.
at that point, I again went right in. Of course, I already knew what he did, but I went into recreation and message. And this is going to crack you. He started talking about the ability to do 24/7, 365 being a dad and having peace of mind. And I immediately, I said, man, that's funny you said that. We have a saying called the pom-pom lifestyle. Plenty of money, peace of mind. And at that point, he was like, hey, Dale, what else you need to know? Call me anytime. How can I be a help? And he just started breaking down everything about the industry, 20 years in the game. And he gave me a PhD in like 35, 40 minutes. And now here's the icing on the cake. Again, discipline, accountability, plug a successful system. That's the FORM, family, occupation, recreation, message. I immediately thanked him and I sent him a bottle of yours truly best, Calero tequila. And guess what? Right before we got on the show, he sends me a list of the mobile home parks, a contact that can list us with multiple mobile home parks.
Wow.
Multiple. Now, just met him. Earlier today, talked only for about 30, 35 minutes. But guess what? A professional networker, social construct, capitalized the business only would be able to do that. That ain't got nothing to do with my talent. Ain't got nothing to do with my intelligence.
Right.
But that's all about them 4 dirty little words, baby. Discipline, accountability, plug in the system, and I work the plan by ingratiating him sincerely. And I follow up and follow through. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, and again, did I learn this in college? No. Went to a top tier college. Did I learn this in the private high school I went to? No. Did I learn this in the private elementary Catholic school I went to? No. Did I learn about etiquette? Absolutely. Did I learn about speaking the King's English properly? Absolutely. But I was never taught these most important soft skills that made me a better rounded individual. But guess what? I've downloaded this into my 4 children, and everywhere they go, they come back and people rave about them, and I'm just excited because that pushes them so much further ahead of everybody else.
That's right.
And the way you translate that to the social medium is to use the proper etiquette, the proper emojis, the proper follow through, the hello, get a little sunshine, anything you said, and learn about them significantly that made them happy. Or if they're having a down day, find out what can enlighten them and raise some sunshine to their day just by touching base with them.
Yep.
Making notes. Yep. Put it on your calendar. Another trick, find out when their birthday is. Hit them up on their birthday, their anniversary, their spouse's birthday, anniversary, and just remind them, and you will always ingratiate yourself to them in the social construct that will actually capitalize in business. Man, I get so excited when we talk about, and this is something that we didn't get this until maybe like really 2 years into that system.
Yep.
And tell me this, Keith, has this not helped you every step of the way in your career, in your personal life, having these amazing skills from the first initial contact with somebody that's important that you need to build an important relationship with?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. 100%. Quick story with me, and what you were talking about too, with the story you told. And it's funny because I was working today here in my office, and I just happened to see this book in my bookshelf back there. Opportunity knocks. And what you're talking about, it's about opportunities too. I mean, you took advantage of an opportunity. You decided, what, I'm sitting here with all these people here at the table. I'm gonna stick out my hand and shake my hand to this guy. You know what I'm saying? And led to that 6-figure deal with the cleaning business. So I don't know, probably a month ago, you guys probably get these too. I got it in the mail. One of the estate attorneys in this area sent out an invitation to come have dinner so he can talk to us about estate planning. Well, a part of what I do as a life insurance agent, I've also started doing some pre-funeral planning. Okay, so estate attorneys and funeral planning kind of go hand in hand, because that's usually one of the things that they will recommend to their clients is to get your funeral, planned out. But anyway, this guy sends me an invitation. Normally, I just take him and throw him away. But since I added this new service, I said, you know what? I'm going to go have dinner, and I'm going to listen to what this guy is saying. And after, I'm going to stick around afterwards. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to talk to him and see if I can get a meeting with him and see if we can partner up. And so I did just that. Enjoyed the dinner, listened to everything, took some notes. One of his partners came around to the table, to see if they could schedule an appointment. I said, yeah, I'd like to meet with you guys, but I'm here on a different, for a different reason. So I went through that and told them that. And we booked an appointment. I went to their office, which is probably about 20 minutes from my house, 25 minutes from my house, and got an opportunity to see their layout and talk with them. And they agreed, long story short, to partner up with me. So they usually, when they have their little different circuits and they go talk to different areas, they bring people on to give a talk about their part of what they do. And so she said, well, we'd like to have you come and talk about the pre-funeral planning part of it.
Dude,
there you go.
Dropping these nuggets, baby. Dropping
these
nuggets.
Just taking advantage of an opportunity to network with someone, stick your hand out. Normally, like I said, I would throw that away. But I said, you know what? This is an opportunity. It's an estate planning attorney. Let me go talk to him. You know, what can happen? And there you go.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yeah, man. It's what we learned back then in our 20s, man. I still use that to this day.
Man, more powerful. And guess what, guys? We're going to be coming right back at this. And then we're going to give you when I realized how powerful this social construct called networking was from a man to a woman standpoint. It was almost unfair. So we're going to talk a little bit about that when we come back. You're watching Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsor.
What's going on, everybody? This is DJ the Money Coach. I'm sitting here in the middle of the Chicago highway. Look at this. Columbus Drive, the Buckingham Fountain, the skyline. It's amazing. The Prudential Building, the John Hancock Building, the Sears Tower, the Americana Congress Hotel, Columbia. Hey, you can only do this if you're free. That's right. And how do you get free? 4 dirty little words: discipline, accountability, plug into a system, go to work. 3 years to 5 years, you can be consumer debt free, 800 credit score, 6-figure passive income, and a 7-figure net worth if you're willing to do the work. And most importantly, you can keep it all. But you gotta plug in the system to be 100% you and get that pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. I'm DJ the Money Coach. I'll see you in the next webinar. Get free.
All right, welcome back. You're watching Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. And we're talking tonight about networking. You know, social capital creates business capital. But hey, we're going to give you some men to women tips on the networking piece. And now, have you ever wondered, how is it that you see the unattractive guy with the drop dead 10 or 20 on the scale every time? And it don't have nothing to do with the money. It don't have nothing to do with the cachet. It has everything to do about relatability and soft skills. Mm-hmm. Say it again. Relatability and soft skills. Because again, from a human construct, we all are socially needing of attention, affection, sincerity, compliments. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, like Keith said, Nick, we were single when we got into that business. And albeit, you know, I was all right. But when I learned how to master that form, it was Katie bar the door, dog.
Right.
Real talk. The baddest, beautiful woman in the room. It was almost like, hey, man, I got an advantage over any and everybody. Because immediately, I'm going to put a smile on my face. I'm engaged with a little bit of humor. But I'm going to compliment sincerely what the average person would not do. And then, other part of networking, I'm going to use these two bad boys right here. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to listen intently to what they're saying. And a lot of times you see them commercials and the lady will be talking and the dude just zone out. I'm engaged because I'm focused. Again, them 4 dirty little words, baby. Number 1, discipline, non-emotion. All right? Because I got one objective. That is to get contact, get the number, so that I can follow up and follow through. All right? Right. Real talk, baby. Real talk. All right? Listen up, Grasshopper. I'm talking to you, Nick. All right? So number 2, I got to put that accountability. I got to swing the bat multiple times. Unapologetically. No's, those my friends. You feel me?
Right.
I love the no's. We used to have a game in the business Who got the most no's?
Yeah.
Real talk. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I plug into that system of how to interact with her to get that positive feedback to know that she really digging me. And then I just put that work in. So how does that work? Real simple. So I engage her. I notice something unique about her that nobody else notices. So as soon as I glide across the room or however I approach her, gentlemen, I immediately go the opposite direction because she's thinking I'm going to automatically, oh, hey, Bubba, hey, you know what? That's a very interesting pin you have. Pendant. Not the shoes, not the hair, not, oh, you're the most beautiful thing I've seen. I don't even go that route. I go the intellectual route. So now, oh, wow, he's not just looking at me as some object.
Right.
You got me? And then once I get that attention, I've already introduced myself. I'm Dale Duransburg. What's your name? A little bit softer extension of my hand, gentlemen.
Right.
Okay. If she happened to be standing, there's a seat nearby, I'm going to go to chivalry. Because I don't care how one superwoman they are, Karen White, they all want that chivalry, baby.
That's right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey, have a seat. Let's talk a little bit about, hey, family. What's the most important thing to you? Again, she's thinking I'm trying to hit and run, baby. No, I'm there for the whole entire duration of the conversation. You feel me? Occupation, she's going to talk to you because now, wow, this person is really talking to me. And you'll be like, oh, man, that don't work in no club. Dude, you'd be surprised. And then you hit that recreation, which is what trip do you want to take? Take me down Dream Lane.
Yeah.
You want to go to Bora Bora? You want to go to Fiji? You want to go to the Alps? You want to go to Hawaii? Oh, you might want to do some Peace Corps stuff. Now she is salivating. She can't wait to give you her number. Real talk. I'm telling you, dog. Hey, this is Bet on Black. This is the men's show.
Right.
And then you bring it home with the message. What's important to you in that construct of a dream? Because I know you ain't ready to settle down anything, but just by happen chance, what would a perfect world look like for you in a perfect date? Boom. They tell you, bro. And see, they expect you're going to forget all that and immediately the follow through.
That's right.
I immediately kindly offer my, contact information. I thank her, highlight that pendulum. Then I come about that occupation. I wrap it up with that recreation or and everything. And then that perfect date. If happen chance that we can experience that and you are available, what time and what day would that be? Open-ended questions, brother.
Right.
And before you know it, I done won her over and I'm out.
That's right.
And real talk, bro. So at that point, there wasn't no beautiful woman, however educated, how much cachet she had, that I never had any problem talking to. And that strong, silent confidence, that man vibe.
Right.
And I'm only 5'6", bro. But I stand 11 feet tall when it comes to those networking skills.
Right, exactly.
Real talk. Now, I know you can't talk much, but talk to me, Nick, because that's real talk. And again, it's a skill. So you see these guys that got all the women and everything, they are incorporating some semblance of these skills in some capacity. And that is attractive. That's manly attractiveness, which is the natural function that the Most High engineered and incorporated us to do. Talk to me, Nick.
Man, I mean, it's in the way it's like I got it kind of easy. Well, in this way, when it comes to these skills, I have it easier because us chopping it up here on this platform, we know that these are the basics, but so many fellas out there are lacking the basics. They may have the window dressing on the outside, but once they open their mouth,
right.
So that interaction is done after about 30 seconds. So yeah. I know a lot of women. I have a lot of female friends. I pay attention to what they're saying, and a lot of these brothers don't know how to have a simple conversation.
Right.
Wait. Hey, let's put slight rewind. You said you pay attention to what they say, and what do women always say? Are you listening to me?
Yeah, right.
Are you listening to me? And
right.
You can blow them away. You take the mental notes, come back another day, and do something that they talked about. They thought you weren't even paying attention to, and it's just like, oh my God.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
But back to you.
I mean that's it. I mean, these, there's so many men out there that don't have those simple soft skills and those networking skills. It's making it too easy for me. It's making it way too easy.
Well, they got a lot of alley-oops, is what he said.
Right. That brother been dunking.
Right.
There's no competition, because what you're touching on, with the opening, with the pen, or even something that you have on, it's those conversation starters. Right there. It's those conversation starters, and I would say that also comes with experience and just developing yourself too. Because you gotta, you can point out things in that person, but it's even more valuable when you have things to talk about with yourself too. When you're able to contribute to the exchange, because she's going to talk about herself, but since she's
right,
getting interested that you're listening,
know a little bit about you too.
Yeah, she's going to ask those questions to you as well. So being able to have those experiences under your belt, and have that intelligence. It goes a long way, for sure.
Right. I mean, it goes a long way. And Keith, I mean, you can relate to this, because incorporate the courting of your wife, you had to apply these skills. Let me tell you another powerful skill. Yeah. It's nothing more powerful than a woman, than when another strong person comes up and edifies you sincerely.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Because women like men of purpose, men of character. I'm gonna say that again. Women like men of purpose, men of character. Because at the end of the day, they still want to be driven.
Absolutely. Yep.
Now you can get that metaphorically, driving in the car, but they want to know where we're going.
Absolutely.
And when you have purpose and you have character, and you have other people that they identify that have character and purpose, and they come alongside you. Oh man, Nick is an amazing guy. Teaching in the city. Very rare do you see a strong black man teaching high school, dedicated, when he could be doing something more materialistic. That woman is, well, oh wow. Ooh,
right. Yeah.
Man, is he single?
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because again, that's that third party endorsement. It ain't always that brutal beast of an athlete and all that. That externally, yeah, it's eye candy, but no substance. No father. And I'm gonna give you a primary example. I'm gonna go to my man Russell Wilson. Everybody was clowning Russell Wilson. Who he married to? Sierra. Who was Sierra with before? Knucklehead who? Future.
Okay.
He have a baby with Future, and Russ, because he's a real man. Oh man, he's vanilla. He's he's a sellout. But you know what? He turned her into the high floss woman that she is today. She had talent. She was smart, but she had some edges around her. But she really wanted to be with a real man. And it's amazing because she saw long-term security.
Right.
Future was exciting, bad boy. Oh, get my rock, my one off.
Mm-hmm.
But here's Russ, real man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Solid, firm, stable, secure, reliable.
Yeah.
Dependable.
Mm-hmm.
Trustworthy.
Yeah. Hardworking. Accountable.
Hardworking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't hear me say anything about looks, yada yada. Because at the end of the day, when you roll back and peel back that onion, that's what women want.
That's right.
So she immediately, with all the other girls around her, oh, girl, you going to get with that corny dude? You ain't going to be able to. She started changing and pivot. And guess what? Her status started going up. More commercial opportunities on all levels. Took her out of a box of just being in the urban sector to she all doing all kind of, what they call crossover opportunities that everybody wants. Because she saw a man that went to the North Pole, put his flag in the ground, and said, "This is where we gonna be, baby."
That's right.
And he did it in a soft, form, dignified way that magnified and elevated her and put her on a pedestal like the queen she is. But she also let her know, I'm the man of the house, baby.
Right.
And that son you got, I'm adopting that son, and he gonna roll the way I roll. In future, I'm gonna talk to you face to face, and we're gonna set the tempo straight, bro.
Right. Right.
So he also showed courage.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Networking skills, real manhood.
That's right.
I mean, that's what they and the most hardened urban sister will fall for that every time that she had the opportunity to be put in the same situation. They could talk all that yetta, but they be on the outside looking in. Damn, I wish I had somebody like that.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Damn, he boring. Yep, again, stable, reliable, trustworthy, hardworking, got a purpose. Yeah, it's okay to have song and dance, have a good time, but guess what, baby? 5-10 years from now, we're going to be doing this because when we get older, we ain't going to be out at the fucking club. Pardon my French.
Right. Exactly.
we build legacy. Oh, man. I think that's the subtitle to the show.
Right.
The man, the family, the legacy. And she was attracted to that. And she also saw similar models of other people who did the same thing. Beyonce. Oh, yeah. Oh, she got with him. Oh, yeah, man. They're working out.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk, bro. Real talk. Bobby Brown and Whitney. Even though, but he had something about him to say, hey, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
That turned out for tragic reasons. But again, them certain skill sets that you have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How you doing, Adele? Thanks for coming on. But that's real talk. So I mean, I know I'm being, kind of, hilarity here, but the reality is you need to teach your sons these networking skills so that they can find the right queen that they can be the man for in a complementary relationship.
Right.
And absolutely. That is so out of order in our community today.
Big time.
It's a dang on shame.
Big time.
We need to see more Keith Squalls being, put up and magnified to show our young men and boys, this is what real men is about. This is what a real family unit is about. And this is how we roll to the whole. Strong, silent, purpose driven. That attractive. Those endorphins and those other things that attractive, chemicals in the body. The woman loves that.
That's right.
In spades. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I know I kind of took over that part, but man, throw your 2 cents in the ring, bro. Let's hear a little bit. Drop us some nuggets, and then we're gonna go to our last break. Come back and wrap this thing up, man, because this is powerful stuff, and y'all better rewatch this. If you're watching this in the replay, take notes. But most importantly, once you hear that one nugget, that resonates with you, go out and apply it right away.
That's right. But I mean, that's true, man. I mean, women want a man who's not who's going to take charge, not in a, I rule the house, everybody do what I say, but a man that has direction, and can plainly lay it out. This is the direction we want to go, baby. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and this is how we're gonna raise our children. We're gonna go to church. We're gonna do all these other things, and they will get behind that, especially when they see you go to work and you start doing it. Okay, if you say it, and because I've been guilty of it sometimes. You say it, and then next thing you know, she see you, sit in front of the television. What I mean? Not doing anything. They start taking notes, mental notes. But when they see you say, this is the direction we're going, this is what we're going to do, and you go to work immediately, you start getting disciplined, you start putting the work in, you start being accountable, letting her know, hey, I got this part of it done. Let's move on to the next side. Let's do the next part. Hey, do you mind doing this part of it? Do you mind taking care of that while I'm over here doing this? They want to get involved as well. So that is attractive to them. It's not about so much about your stature. You know what I mean? I'm in here with my mother-in-law. I hope she don't hear this, but it ain't about your size, man. Come on, let's just get real with it, dog. It's just, that's satisfying to a woman. When you set the plan, this is direction. Are you on board? Let's do it. And if she's on board and you start working towards it, bruh, it's just like the story. You remember one of the leaders in the Amway business, Kirby, used to say how when you ain't doing nothing and you ask your wife, "Hey, babe, can
make
you
me a sandwich?"
Make me a sandwich?" And she go, "Make your own sandwich."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when she see you working and you putting in the work and you coming in with the dust and dirt and all the you beat up from out there doing what you're supposed to do, and you say, "Baby, sometimes she'll say, hey, you want a sandwich? What do you want on it?
you want a lettuce,
Right.
a tomato,
Right.
croutons on that stuff? Yeah, baby, yeah. I like that."
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're looking for, man. That's what they're looking for. And you're right. It's unfortunate that a lot of our that art, if you will, has been lost. I love the music industry. I love rap music and all of that. Okay, but a lot of what's the message that's given out with that, it's just it's kind of taking our young men, black men down the wrong way.
Kind of, it has right. Been obfuscated because there's no leadership in that home to show them the right model.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And like Adele said, hey, a queen wants a king, and
that's
a king don't look like you think he looks. It's his characteristics. Don't get caught up in the personality over the character of the person. And one of the people I come to mind all the time is Tony Dungy. I mean, here's a man who's very super soft spoken. Is praised because of his character in the most brutal sport on the planet, and he never uses profanity, never raised his voice, but he got the utmost respect of everybody in the league. Man. And anytime there's somebody who has a personal problem, white, black, or whatever, guess what they do? They call on Tony Dungy.
Yep.
And you talking about 6'8", 350-pound dudes. They sit right there, get locked in, and they listen to that real winner.
That's right. That's right.
And he lets them know right off the bat, hey, man, this is coming, the doctrination from Jesus Christ himself through me as a vessel. Right. Let me show you which way we go. The Most High Yahweh.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So that's imperative that we get back to that. And again, that's a social construct that has to be demonstrated. Remember what you used to say? Don't do as I do. I mean, don't do as I say, but do as I do. But it's the opposite. Do as I do, don't do what I say. So your children, your boys, and your girls are going to watch. And even for your daughters, you got to show your daughter how to know a quality man through you.
That's right. That's right.
Open the door, praise them, hug them, show them how important. So it's much more important for me to spend all the time with my 8-year-old and my 12-year-old daughters than it is right now with my 14 and my 17-year-old son, because they seeing a man.
That's right.
and they ain't gonna get confused when some fool try to come up with them and talk all this game or yada yada. Sorry,
right.
Not here, bro.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because
that's real talk. Yeah.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that on the next show. So we're gonna come back, wrap this up. This is our last break, and then we're gonna just close this out with our last two nuggets from each person. Man, this is a powerful show. You're watching Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy, and we'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is DJ, the Money Coach of my hometown of Chicago. And right behind me, freedom ain't free. You got to demand justice. You know what justice is? It's financial independence, consumer debt freedom, and it's the pom-pom lifestyle. So come join us on the Beaches of the World Club, and let's go all around the world and be free. 100% me, and not a second-rate duplication of somebody else. I'm DJ, the Money Coach. Come join us in the pom-pom lifestyle. I'll see you soon.
Untitled Organic Tequila is so crisp, so incredibly smooth. It's simply in a category by itself. This is luxury. Life tastes better naturally, so should your tequila. This is Toledo. Enjoy responsibly. Visit ToledoTequila.com to get your bottle of Toledo Organic Tequila. Get a 10% discount on DJ the Money Coach by entering promo code MONEY at checkout. Again, that's ToledoTequila.com, promo code MONEY to get 10% off your Toledo purchase.
All right, welcome back to the wrap up. You're watching Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. And we're just concluding this amazing conversation about networking and social. You know, networking creates business capital, but at the end, we're talking about manhood and womanhood and king and queenship and the right way to go about it. And what we also have to understand is that we have to have empathy, gentleness, and compassion towards our daughters, our wives, our significant others, because they also have to be uplifted, reinforced, encouraged about their dreams, their goals, and what you mean to them and what they mean to you all the time. That's the way you keep it solid and last a lifetime, just like my man Squalls in his 21st year. And shout out to our elder, Roland Craig and Hope Craig, who celebrated their 25th anniversary.
Right, that's right.
So
that's right.
We ain't forgot you, salute on that. And that's the power of it. And so if you right now, as a real man, and you have daughters and you have a wife, you can illustrate physically to your daughters by showing them how to treat the queen in the house. And queens, you can illustrate to your daughters how to show that black man respect. This is important because, see, at the end of the day, what a black man wants from a black woman is number one, is respect, honor, and loyalty, and number one cheerleader.
That's right.
And sometimes we're going to think that we are each other's enemy because the outside world tries to, put us against each other. But you have to say to yourself, I need grace. She needs grace. We need grace. And in order to have grace, there has to have forgiveness and humility. And when we embark upon that, let's not, denigrate or chop down the person when we have disagreements. Let's chop down the disagreement, not the person. And again, that comes with compassion and empathy and gentleness and kindness. And at the end of the day, that's the platinum rule. That's my take on that. What say you, Keith?
On the last subject we were talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So most definitely, man. The message, it starts at home first. If you've got, sons, if you got daughters, if you just got sons, if you just got daughters, they're gonna, look at you as the dad. They're gonna look at you mom, if there's women on watching this show, there's going to be looking at you, mom, as the example, as what to accept in a spouse, and what not to accept. So, we have to set the right example. We have to teach them, what we want in the opposite person. And when I say that, I mean, if you're a man and you got a daughter, you got to teach her to want a man. If you're a son, if you got a son, you got to teach him to want a woman.
That's right. Let's keep it real. Hey,
that's right.
On this show, we're about
absolutely.
heterosexual relationships.
Exactly.
Period.
I don't want that to be misinterpreted.
Yep. No alternative. I ain't got nothing against it. But guess what? On this show, that's what we're about. Reproduction to keep the legacy and the lineage moving forward. But back to you, bro.
Right. So those things have to be taught. We first showing the example as parents, and then relating that to our children. So yeah, man, that's first and foremost very important.
Yeah, and you know what? Before I turn it over to Nick, here's another important thing: never argue or disagree in front of your children. Mm-hmm. Table it, take it to the other room, take it out of the house, but never demonstrate it in front of your children. Because this is one of the key factors that causes them to see that as an acceptable trait and characteristic to display that gets, blown out of proportion in the social media construct. Right. And that's your responsibility. And that's deliberate. And at any heightened time, you got to step back and remember, you are a living example. Yeah. To that child or those children, no matter what your relationship is. Another tip, and this last one. If you happen to be a single parent, man or woman, and you have a child or children, never bring someone into the relationship until you know it is serious. Mm-hmm. Real talk. Yeah. Because you may think it does not matter, but I can tell you, having been part of 3 divorces when my mom come up, and myself included, guess what? Every little bit of that relationship that came about gets part incorporated in you. And sometimes, unfortunately, the mother or the father thinks about the negative connotation of that ex relationship and purports it through you and tries to blame you for their shortcomings. Mm-hmm. So how do you prevent that from actually magnifying, becoming your pathology? You deliberately, again, in 4 dirty little words, discipline yourself not to do it. Number 2, get accountable with somebody that's already doing it successfully. Emulate, plug into a successful system, be it your church, your synagogue, your temple. And number 4, put that work in, dog. Right. Put that work in. Mm-hmm. Real talk. And now you will see the pathology change in your family. And that was one of the things that I purposely did in my life. Coming from a broken environment, I said, I'm not going to have the same fruit on my tree that my parents did not know that they needed to know. These basic little etiquette, social constructs, tools to make lives better for us, which we all want. Right. And that's got to be a purposeful, driven aspect. So we're going to toss this ball over to Nick, and we're going to get up out of here on this amazing show, Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy, baby.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, just to tie everything together, from our earlier segment, leading up to now, I would say that networking, that social capital, leading to your business or creating your business capital, that's another form of investment that you really can't put a price on it, that investment. But I will also say, you can put money into building your social capital, but you can also do it without putting a lot of money into it either. And if you didn't have the opportunity or advantage of growing up in a household that taught those soft skills, there are institutions and organizations that you can go to pick up those skills. It's just a matter of you taking that first step, and investing in yourself. And and it's, and when we talked about finding that mate, finding that counterpart, it starts with you. A lot of people, they get out here and they jump into these relationships without having worked on themselves, without having learned those soft skills, those communication skills, and it ends up impacting that other person. So DJ mentioned having a purpose. So you should have a purpose for yourself before you try to get with that person. And even when you get with that person, they should be important to you, but they should never supersede your purpose in life. You should, remember that hierarchy, that DJ always shared with you about having, God at the top, then you and your purpose, then that woman, you know. So when you keep that in line, that creates that strong foundation and that recipe for success, in the future, So that's that's what I want to end off with. I always cycle back to looking yourself in the mirror and becoming the best version of yourself.
Yeah, man, that's real talking. What you were talking about is called the umbrella of protection. That's literally what it is. It's a spiritual umbrella of protection. And there's another thing that we used to always be taught, the 11th commandment, thou shalt not jive thyself.
Right. Yeah.
How many times did we hear that? And that's basically what Michael Jackson said. Hey, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Yeah. I'm looking at the woman in the mirror. And if you do that, you're more likely to have the right impact in your family that you strive to have in a perfect world. And I think there's no better way to end the show. And from the networking standpoint, here's another tip. Network with other people who are emulating the characteristics that you want to have embodied in you that you can actually duplicate in your household. So I'll leave you with this. I only take advice from 3 types of people. Number 1, first, spiritual. They are on the arc of where I'm going to. Number 2, leadership. They are leading with indelible principles of success, not personality, that I am on my way to. And then last, I find a person that's in business that's on that arc of where I'm going on my way to. So if you find yourself in any type of spiritual conflict, any leadership conflict, or any business confusement of what your purpose is, emulate. Don't duplicate, emulate people who are already there.
Absolutely.
And that will change the paradigm and the pathology in your legacy. So with that said, I want to thank, again, the awesome Nick Westbrooks, who holds it down week in and week out for us. I want to thank our awesome Keith Squalls, who's been with me from day one, from the cleaning business to everything in between, and is back with us, and it's amazing. And again, that's a testament to character and relationships and the networking construct as well. I'm DJ the Money Coach, and we end our shows the same way, the same time, all the time. You're watching Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. This has been a special segment, and I would encourage you to share it with 5 people, to share, like, and subscribe, because these nuggets are priceless intangibles that we have gotten away from in this American construct we live in today. And real men got to stand up with a spine, and the real women will bind with them, and you'll create a beautiful family. So we like to hear your comments. Thank you for patronizing our show. Hit down in the description. Take advantage of all the amazing specials that we have for you. And we wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. And your beach doesn't have to be near water or sand. It's where your personal freedom and your tranquility And in this episode, where your queen and your house belong. We'll see you on the next show. God bless. See you next time.
All right.
Management group, and I just wanted today to give a testimonial on the ABCs of Wealth by Dale Duransberg. I call him DJ. Just wanted to say, as I was reading this, I was expecting something a little different. I thought it was going to be all nuts and bolts, because that's the kind of guy Dale is. Dale is all about the numbers, the numbers, the numbers. Well, this book turned out to be both a little bit of nuts and bolts, but a lot of motivation. So if you're someone that's on the fence, looking to get started, just trying to figure out how to do something or what to do, get motivated to get off that couch, I recommend you pick up this book. It's going to get you to move. The motivation, the nuggets that are in here is going to definitely help you in all things that you do in life. Good job, Dale. Love you, man.
Hi, I'm Markel. I work as a long-term forecast analyst for Disney Streaming. I met Dale at Erica's Classic Climb tour in Atlanta and signed up for his services. Prior to that, I'd done a lot of research on my own to try to improve my finances, and I made some progress, but I was really stagnant and just not sure what to do next. So I was a bit apprehensive about sharing all my financial information and then having a discussion about it, but Dale made me feel very comfortable. He wasn't judgmental, and it was just my starting point. He explained to me how to get rid of my student loans, my old student loans that I thought were just insurmountable. He helped me with strategies to reduce my expenses that don't make me feel like I'm sacrificing anything. And it's not the same information that you find like rehashed and repackaged for the internet. It's personalized advice. It considers your current situation, do immediately, things over the next few months, the next year, and then long term. I feel very optimistic and excited about my plan and that things are clear for me. And it also is motivating me to try to find more income to get to my goals even faster. Dale is very knowledgeable, very sharp. He was able to answer all of my questions, and anything that he felt like was out of his scope, he has like a network of people, professionals who are vetted that he uses himself and he can refer you to. I appreciate that he offers this service and like shares all of his real world knowledge and experience he's gained over many years in the business. I think that that's very valuable and not so easy to find. Dale is very passionate about what he does, and I highly recommend working with him.
Hello, my name is Tim from Southern California. Just want to give a testimony for DJ the Money Coach. Just had a recent consultation with him over the face-to-face Zoom call and gave me some valuable insight as far as financially wise and how to move forward with my life. And we'll recommend him to anybody and everybody if they want to improve their life financially as well. So definitely, again, nothing but great services and feedback. What I've received thus far from DJ the Money Coach, and I advise anybody and everybody about his services. Thank you.